Hey everybody, we're back. We got the transmission out of the old first gen last night, which was awesome. And now we're getting into, all I gotta pull off is the torque converter and the flywheel and the adapter, because supposedly you gotta swap it. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But I'm kind of getting the new transmission ready, and then we're gonna deep dive on the transfer case, because there's some stuff that's kind of interesting on that. You know, Dodge being Dodge, of course. So well, here we go. We got the rebuilt NV4500 here, 5-speed. I threw the tower on it because I wanted to see what it looked like, and it feels good. Everything looks good. It's got a great warranty. High impact trans gives you a 2-year or 24,000 mile warranty. I thought that was pretty good. That was better than the other one, which was only like 6 months. So, but I'm gonna paint it. I'm just gonna do a gray. I'm doing this silver actually. I got this high temp. I don't think you need high temp, but I'm doing this silver. Then you can kind of see if it leaks and whatnot, and it's got a little bit of pizzazz. So we'll get into that right now. All right, we got this transmission painted, and it's a little different than I thought. I was just going for a nice gray, something that you could see everything with, and you're definitely gonna see if there's a leak on this thing. All right, so brace yourself. This thing is chrome. Check it out. This is the chrome special right here. And I wanted some heat temperature paint because I didn't know, and I was just gonna play it safe. So we got this nice chrome, and then we got this flat black. So it looks like the truck just suited all over it. So we're gonna bolt this bell housing up, see how it looks, and we might just end up painting that chrome as well. So we'll get you guys updated here shortly. All right, we're gonna bolt this thing up here and see how it looks with our flat black freaking setup here. They supply these bolts. They're pretty nice. They come with lock washer. I want the extra set. I'm gonna put some red Loctite on it because you can never be too cautious. They go through the back and then into the bell housing. So we will see you guys in a bit. All right, everybody, we got everything disassembled at this point. Now it's just little things. We got that back transmission adapter off the back of the motor, so now it's just a block. And we got the new one right over here. Just painted it up. Try and make it all look nice when it goes back in, not all cruddy. But this is the one that accepts the NV4500. I think this is the 05. Here's the part number. You have to outsource this yourself if you decide to do this kit. And then you have to, if you have a first gen, you need to outsource these sort of pedals. And I found these on eBay. This guy, I don't know his name, this guy builds them to OE spec, but he builds them a little beefier than OE and everything, and I think they're really nice. But now it's just a matter of underneath the truck pulling out the transmission cooler, which is right up here, pulling out the transmission cooler, and then the heat exchanger, which is down in there. And once we do that, everything should be off that we know of, and then it's kind of, that's sort of assembled. We'll get the transfer case in a different video. We'll get all the pedals and stuff like that in. Come with a South Bend clutch kit. It's good for 400 horse and 800 foot-pounds of torque. So, and it didn't come with bolts for these, so I had some. I couldn't tell you the specs. I found them, but that Slade bolts in right there. But yeah, that's it for the disassembly. Looking forward to the reassembly here soon. All right, everybody, I've started removing this pin out of the pedal assembly, and this is an automatic, and the manual pedals will fit right up in there. It's just a pin swap and an extra pedal. So I got this pin, so right here Ooh, there's a little set screw, you know, you pull it out and then you kind of pry on it, and then it just goes straight through this bracket right here. And right here above the steering column, that's where the brake and the clutch go. So the brake would go on this side, the clutch would go on this side. And I've already got it started. It's kind of a pain, but you just got to work at it a little bit. And she starts to slip right on out. And then we replace this. This kit I got comes with a brand new one and everything it needs to hook up. So here we go. All right, so we got the pedals in. As you can see, there's a clutch pedal. I got to rig it up so I can get to these bolts. Along with these pedals, they do send, the guy sends you a bracket for the slave cylinder as well. I forgot to mention that in the earlier parts of this. And it just goes on this truck. This is a 91.5, so it's intercooled and everything. So it goes right where this plug used to be. And I had a few wires ran through it, so I just pulled those wires out. I'm gonna redirect them through this boot. But yeah, it goes right in there, and then the slave cylinder goes in there, twists, and then you run your the slave itself down to the transmission. So it's a pretty easy install. You have to supply your own bolts though, but this truck already had provisions for the holes and everything. The only hole it didn't have is for the transmission shifter, but I can cut that out. That's no big deal, so we'll get to that. All right, we got the pedals in, we got the brake hooked up, we got the clutch hooked up. I'm not gonna push it right now because it's just in there. I got that tightened up, that little bracket up in there that holds the slave. This thing is for a neutral safety. There's the plug to it right there. You can get a neutral safety for these. Sometimes they come in it. I don't think this one came in it, and I'm not gonna worry about a neutral safety for right now. But yeah, I got that in. Here's the here's what it looks like through the firewall, and then you take this piece right here, and then you just bolt them right there. So they go just like that, and then you kind of maneuver it. I'll probably put this one right there, just like that. That's probably exactly what I'll do. And then you route your cylinder down through, and then it bolts right in here. And then this master is already pre-bled. There is already fluid in it. So once I hook it up and get the clutch fork all dialed in on this thing, it should be good to go. And then it's a matter of putting on the adapter plate, the clutch and flywheel, and then I'm gonna have to mark some stuff to put a big hole right here on the floorboard. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So in this advanced adapters bell housing kit, right? So this is just their basic cast aluminum bell housing. They give you a note saying that if you have a built Cummins or whatever, to upgrade to their, it's probably a cast iron setup or a billet one, but I'm not pushing that much power, and I don't plan on sending this truck to the moon or not. So but in this kit, you know, you have the clutch fork, and they supply you with this little like ball bearing thing. I don't know the technical name of it. I would if I looked at the paper. Pivot ball. And then we got the clutch fork over here, and if you can see, it is shorter on one end than the other, and my guess is that probably the fat side. And I will research this before I do anything, but you know, it slides on like that. The pivot ball goes in one end, and then this comes out, and that's where we have our, actually it's probably opposite because the slave has to come in too. But you know, when you push on the slave cylinder, this pushes out on the yeah, when you push on the clutch here, you know, it'll come out and it'll push on the throwout bearing. Then of course that'll push on the clutch and do manual stuff. You know how it goes. But yeah, I'm getting this tightened down inside of there for right now. And then they give you this clip as well, and this retains that onto there somehow, and I will get into that soon because I haven't seen any which way it works, but we'll get there when we get there. So here we go. Okay, after further review, so this little clip goes around just like that, and then this piece right here will go over top of this, and then I've got the throwout bearing on there, and it just clips in through the back, and you want it on that little hump right there. Gives it all of the motion, I guess. I'm gonna throw just a dab of grease underneath that, just cause. And here is the final product. So we got the little clip over here. It's kind of dark. Let me get some light. All right. So we got the little clip right up over here. We got this on the pivot ball, and that's around the back side of the pivot ball, right back in there. And then we got the clutch fork on with the throwout bearing, and then our slave goes right in there. And then it works as normal. When you push in the deal, it pushes it out, and away we go. So that is installed. Sweet. All right, everybody, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I feel like we got a lot accomplished. We got everything out. We started a little bit on the new transmission. We got it painted, we got the bell housing on. Look forward to some stuff on the transfer case, and just kind of prepping the interior for the foot pedals and the slave cylinder and all that. So as always, you guys have fun, be safe, and stay froggy.